Hello everybody, this is the Captain here again, and this is a video request. And if you have a video request, go to assholeconsulting.com where we advise everybody on anything that I legally can do so. And as long as you pay me, I'll advise you on how to make a cool hat like this if you want, which I don't know how, but I'll look it up. Anyway, I have a request here. I'm keeping him anonymous. Dear Aaron, I am a practicing physician in the United States who is double board certified in anesthesiology and interventional spine/pain management. He's a real loser. I'm proud. I like all the different, usually it's kids, but here we got like a real dude who's like accomplished and shit. I currently earn approximately $300,000 per year. There is a chance for further increases in my salary in the future after partnership, which should be soon, since partners on my practice are making significantly more money than my current salary. Okay. There is also significant income potential in ancillary services and other venues after partnership. Okay, good. So you're getting your own little business there. I've been accepted to the University of Chicago, Booth, and the University of Michigan, Ross, both of which are top 10 programs. Chicago Booth appears to be the highest ranked, or second highest ranked, executive MBA program in the country versus Wharton, depending on the publication that is doing the ranking. The University of Michigan also consistently ranks in the top 10, as well as all publications that rank these schools. I'll be able to continue working and earning an income while attending these schools for an MBA. I wish you had goals, man. I wish you would just, if you'd move out of your mother's basement and do something with your life. My questions. 1. Is it worth getting an executive MBA? With the change in healthcare under Obamacare and the potential for a significant income decrease in the future, I would think having an MBA from a top program would be a good option. This would open the door to healthcare consulting, McKinsey, Bain, etc., hedge funds with the healthcare focus, venture capital, private equity, etc. This would also open the door to hospital administration or administrations of other healthcare companies. The concern I have is that the cost of these degrees are quite significant. It's really up to you, and it depends on what you obviously seem like you are a go-getter. You're frankly the most go-getting guy I've ever seen. I'm a minimalist. I would argue with you and say, well, look, can you make enough money? You got $300,000. Do you need to make more? I understand where you're trying to diversify out of it. In case Obamacare and you have that thing. So. If you're really concerned, it's up to you. If you want to get into healthcare management, you want to go into venture, yeah, absolutely get it. And I would go University of Chicago because it is higher ranked, has a better reputation. Not to say Michigan's bad, but University of Chicago, that raises eyebrows on all the different industries that you're talking about. Again, no guarantee that Bain or McKinsey would take you, but if you went to the University of Minnesota Carlson School, it'd be like, what the fuck, get the hell out of here. U of Chicago, yeah, they pay attention. I would also, where do you live is another thing, because, I know you do it on weekends or whatever, but, your time is precious. Anyway, you have to make that decision for yourself. Yeah, absolutely, it would help you get into healthcare management, but I would ask the premise, do you really need to make that much money? Let's say Obamacare comes in and now you only make $150,000. Have you thought about going overseas and practicing medicine? Have you thought about diversifying your medical practice? Like I remember one doctor, I knew she was a plastic surgeon. And I know this is perhaps too late to go and get a different specialty. But she's like, it's all cash. It's not covered under insurance, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, ask yourself those questions. But, yeah, if you want to get into management, yes, absolutely the MBA. I would also see if they have a healthcare industry focus, these MBA programs, one or the other, and then also talk to presidents of healthcare companies and hospitals. Say, hey, what do they got? Where do they recommend? Who do you recommend hiring from? So go to the source and ask the horse. 2, University of Chicago or University of Michigan. Okay, so I already addressed that. University of Michigan is once-a-month program. It costs approximately $130,000 for the degree. Versus Chicago, $170,000. I'd have to say you're gonna make that money back, that extra $40,000 in tuition, by going to the U of Chicago. The U of Chicago. I remember when I was on the corporate track, it was Wharton or the U of Chicago, and just the U of Chicago is also very conservative. Your Milton Friedmans and all that, the Chicago boys, as they were called. So there is a culture of realism. Well, maybe who knows now? Maybe they're getting diseased with leftist indoctrinated thought. But still, the University of Chicago has the higher reputation. 3, with significant malpractice risks in medicine, I'm concerned about the potential loss of inherited monies I will be receiving. Physicians have gotten sued for millions of dollars with bogus lawsuits in the past. Medical malpractice insurance only covers approximately $1 million per incident. Therefore, a lawsuit for $5 million could be very painful for personal assets. If one has inherited millions of dollars, does it make sense to continue to practice medicine versus getting an MBA? MBAs don't get sued for the personal assets. Correct. If you have enough money, if you've built up enough cash, yeah, go to the MBA kind of thing. And then you bring in a secondary point here. I'm looking into significant asset protection strategies, including LLC trust or FLPs. How effective are these asset protection strategies? Depending on the lawyer and depending on who you use, very effective. This is where you want offshore asset protection trusts. If you don't know I don't know who you're talking to. It sounds like you're already talking or investigating it. Make sure you get a good lawyer. Make sure their specialty is in asset protection trust or asset protection in general. And yes, many doctors do use that. You may want to ask some of your colleagues, like, hey, do you recommend someone? And absolutely, doctors do this. There's a reason those trusts exist, and it's precisely for the reason you bring it up. So if you like practicing medicine, you like being a doctor, and you still want to do it, and you make a lot of income, especially if there's that gap between when you're a doctor and then maybe you start going into the managerial route with your MBA, you got to fill that gap with some kind of employment. Yeah, absolutely. That I almost would. I know you got malpractice insurance, but this is like #1 thing on the to-do list is get that shit done. I have a guy I know. If you want, email me privately and we can discuss. But I would talk to doctors. Fine, get a rep. You don't have to go with my guy, but I recommend you get a guy and set those up. But yes, if all of a sudden, it kind of sounds like you want to maybe change and go into the MBA, that's not bad. I mean, maybe that's where your heart is, and then yeah, after that, you don't really need asset protection, but you kind of still do because you're a rich guy, and assholes are other parasites. So you gotta, I would look into that regardless, because even I looked into it, but it's for millionaires. I was like, oh, I looked at the fees, I'm like, I wouldn't have anything to put in a trust after that. Ooh. So, yeah, that to-do list. Once you're done with the turkey leftovers, this thing you go and do. Since I am not married, I cannot put my assets in my wife's name like other physicians. With such a high divorce rates, this would be a ridiculous option. Older physicians think their wives are trustworthy. I don't concur with this belief system. The only female in the world I would trust is my mother. Please keep my personal information confidential. Yeah, I didn't mention your name or anything like that. So, in any case, yeah. So get the MBA if you want. You have the money. You have the cash. 2, it would diversify your employment opportunities. 3, does sound like you kind of do have an interest in it. 4, it would insure or hedge against Obamacare. And then 5, get on that asset protection trust right away. Usually it's some kind of combination of there's a trust, which is a separate legal entity, and then that trust owns a company that you are an employee of or some kind of variation or permutation of that. And it's usually offshore or overseas and then within 2 different jurisdictions, 2 different countries, so it makes it very difficult for someone to come after you. So basically you're an independent contractor of a trust that owns the company that you own. Just giving you the basics of it there. So anyway, yeah, dude, seriously though, consider the minimalism route though too. You were kicking ass and taking names. If you ain't got a wife, you ain't got kids, I don't know, maybe just work a little bit on the side and, maybe become a mafia doctor. All cash? Yeah, you probably don't do that. You get busted, so. Anyway, wish you the best. Happy Thanksgiving. Toodles.